Hi guys, just going to do a bit of a deep dive on ChainMyth. What is it? Why do I think it's such a good game? And go over a few key points that I think are certainly worth watching. Let's start with the official game trailer, which came out on the 27th of October.
Ever since our ancestors recorded, and as far as this times remember, the gods are in deep sleep. When this tower arises and the day comes, the voice of the inscription shall echo throughout the world, and the gods will arise and fight that day for the droplets of a melanin, which is said to elongate their lives for several thousand years. Only the mighty shall taste the treasure thereof.
Now, I've watched that a fair bit, and if you can't watch that and get excited about the game, then I don't really know what's going to make you excited. So, what is ChainMyth? 5v5 game, MOBA mechanics, sort of CSGO mixed with Dota. But they say go and have a look at Valorant, watch some highlights from that. I had to go and watch Valorant myself. It, how they're going to mix all that in. When you're in combat, you're going to be able to do combos, cast spells, and team fight, and you're going to then be able to farm other things within the map to increase your hero statistics and go for there. So these guys are built by heart and soul. They've built their Twitter up, they've built their Discord up, and I'm super impressed. I've talked about them a lot. I love their mint that they did. So they minted the golden ticket, and this was for their early supporters. 1,200 out of 5,000. They did it at 1.2 Solana. They based it on being $180 worth of Solana, and then sent out an SPL token, and you needed the SPL token and the Solana to mint. So there's no problems with bots or anything like that for that. So these guys that have that, I bought one. I minted absolutely, and people that bought that are going to get out of the first 5,000, of course. And we've paid our money for it. So there's lots of little videos, there's lots of information to see. There's a huge chunk of information in the white paper. We'll go through that. The website worth mentioning here is, you've got some of these gods that we're talking about. So Yama, Rudgar, Annie, and they have little bits of explanations about them. We will watch this on the full screen, the character NFT. But yeah, almost 6,000 in their Twitter. Let's have a look at Discord. Discord's 4,500. Now, I will play this one here because this isn't on their YouTube. So this is Shiv, Rudgar. Shiv gets a bit of an explanation on that. These guys are super proud of the storyline and the time and effort and all the intricate details they put into this. I would imagine there'll be specialties that you can use, all of these items within the combat. Super impressive. Like, the more we see, the more we want to see. These guys, have bled for the game. So let's have a look at the white paper. and I'll try to highlight through some of the white papers. So they're very important about talking about how it's going to be DeFi and the game at the same time. There's several games that are coming out and saying that there's going to be staking mechanisms. There's going to be ways to rent out your characters and make income if you're not playing. And it's free to play as well. So you can play with the baseline character as well as without having to buy anything. So NFTs, user case. So all these pictures and stuff, you've really white papers, spend some time, get out there and have a look. But there's certain key bits of information throughout the entire lot. Every ranked game's myth, so that's their coin, will be deposited into an in-game vault. It will be the withdrawal contract, and when claiming 2%, 2.5% fees will be charged. This will flow into a separate treasury vault where NFT owners will be able to redeem it. So that means you're going to be able to earn money back, coins back, without actually playing. This is from other people playing the game. And free to play, that means other people can come out of the game, earn some myth, then start getting into the other games, and that's going to be paying the NFT holders. NFT owners will be dropped with all the in-game characters in 3D model. Every new heroes or weapons released in the future, NFT owners will get it by default. So one NFT, you're going to be getting 14 planned characters, weapons, all the bits and pieces to go for that. I do like this read up because rarities, of course, the problem being in the flipping style and getting games that then going under mint prices, and it's not needed for gaming. The rarities are not needed. So rarity traits and artworks are cool, but when it comes to gaming, to be rare, skill matters the most. Buffing your NFT with in-game performance statistics. In-game performance such as number of games played, games won, winning percentage, rank, number of skills, and damages dealt over time will be recorded in your NFT. In short, your NFT data will be a Dota buff of Dota. So it just means everything's recorded in the metadata. So we know this, we've been hearing about this a lot, but a lot of people still don't understand that you're building your character up and then the data's stored for your next game. Gameplay and mechanics. Now, I'm not sure if I read this the first time, whether it's been updated since, but I did read it again today. 2 teams, attack and defense, 2 bomb sites, and 3 magic elements. Wind, fire, water. Objectives of the game is to plant/defuse the bomb based on the role, whether you're attacking or defending. Total of 10 rounds per game. MOBA mechanics, which we'll be introducing, are hero abilities and magic spells, farming additional items to empower your heroes in-game. There will be different modes such as ranked, unranked, deathmatch, both in solo and party. Talks about the 14 characters, and it talks about how they're going to break them down into different roles: tanker, carry, support, hard support, and mid. They're very League of Legends terms, and a lot of that's going to be based on, are they agility, intellect, or strength, they call it. I kind of see that because the strength is like your tank. I kind of see that as like a constitution sort of statistic. That's why I get confused with that. But the ranked mode is going to be based on MMR. You're going to need to hit level 25, which they say is roughly 50 games of unranked to get that. That's good because that's going to give you a experience along the way that's going to bump up your MMR. And then once you've got that MMR, I don't know where the myth tokens come from. Maybe that's the stuff that you've got to stake every game yourself. But then if you win games, you earn myth. If you lose games, you lose myth. It's very simple, and a good way where it's play to win. Myth game tokens. So the tokenomics aren't 100% locked in for this game. You've got to remember that. They've got VC investors sniffing around now that they've got the gameplay and stuff out. The interest is absolutely there. So I think we are going to see these revised. 100 million tokens, 10% seed. There's a pre-sale, liquidity, rewards. The liquidity, I'm not sure where that's planned, whether it's planned to go into radium pools, whether it's going to be dual pools, single state, where that's going to come about. But 20% rewards linearly distributed over a year play to earn model. That bit sounds a little bit concerning to me, based on the fact I think on just 1 year, that's a little bit too much, too quick. 8% team vested over 5 years. These guys are here to build a game and they want it with a 5-year vesting is just shit hot. LP rewards, so that must be the pool rewards. So you'd imagine maybe that's in the liquidity as well. 5% reserved, vested for 2 years. Don't know. Maybe they'll use that for advertising, marketing. Maybe that's the VC. That's going to be up to them. So Project development phase. Now this is super important as well because there's a lot of information here that is important. Gods were revealed. Character demo on October 24th. Tick. Game teaser October 27th. Tick. Map designing, hero sculpting. This is all in September to November. 14 heroes, front end and back end coding. Now, December, beta testing without the smart contracts, smart contract integrations. So that's not far away. That's 4 weeks ago. They're talking about having beta testing without the contracts. So Q1 of next year, Myth pre-sale, staking and LP yields in February, public game launch in March next year. Fuck yes. Now, DAO, for character nerf buff, that's super important. We can't have one group picking what's nerfed and buffed too much. It needs to be the group, the DAO, making good decisions. New heroes and maps, different game modes. These guys also have planned on building more than one game down the track. So, summary. Converting NFT holders into actual users and demand on utility will be the goal. User adoption achieved by incentivizing early adopters with play-to-earn model. That's what I talk about, that yearly 20%. Still, I think that might be a little bit too high. In-game performance statistics, data stored on NFT and tokenizing in-game virtual items. Every player to own their digital assets and have real ownership. Trading NFTs in-game with different players, DAO for the community to take decisions on ability nerfing and buffing. So they've got a fairly detailed paper there. There are lots of ways to have a look at how the DeFi works for this, but there's going to be ways to borrow NFTs by paying a preset amount of myth, and obviously you're then going to be able to stake and earn on those. So there's so much to look at in the game. Let's have a bit of a look at the video for the NFT demo. Super important to pause this because you're actually seeing the game lobby here. So there's so many important bits and pieces that you see. Game lobby, they're loading up their NFTs, unranked practice mode, showing some weapons, stats party over here. Now you see the different weapons. It's going to be, when you're talking FPS, it's going to be interesting to see what some of these weapons do. That's the 3 characters they loaded. That's that team lobby of 5. There was something in here I saw. Yeah, you're seeing statistics, strength, intelligence, agility. So this is an agility character. This is going to be a DPS character. You have to imagine that. Epic spells, secondary spells, that's where they have the biggest stats. There's more information. Nope, that was it. All right. So, like I said, there's a lot of information to get out there and look at. I'm never going to do this justice trying to do this as a quick view, but what do I think about the game I've been through? I think I like the team, I like the graphics, I like that they're really going down the Indian culture. They talked about, I've got it written down, there was going to be, they were also going to look at doing Japanese, Chinese and Greek, Japanese and Chinese. So I think they've gone away from that a little bit at the start, and they're very much concentrating on the Indian and the Hindu parts of that. You can hear that in the music, you can see that in the characters, you are seeing it in the gods as well. Let's go back to their Discord. We've shown that. Some of the artwork is just amazing, you know, like it's got a bit of a Jamaican theme to it. Flamethrower, futuristic weapon, more of a Star Warsy thing. That was done off a competition they had, an artwork competition, and the Soul Big Brain. Let's have a quick squeeze of this. Oh, Barndog internet struggling. So these guys put some time into doing this. You know, I don't see a team that's fucking around. I see a team that is building. I love to be in there having a bit of a chat, catching up. But so many different things that are going to be in the game. The DeFi side of it, there's going to be staking, there's going to be playing. I love that there's a matchmaking system planned, and that you can't get into it straight away. You've got to play games. Now, you also have to link a mobile phone to it, is worth mentioning, because then they don't want people doing too many in the ways of, what do you call it? Smurfing. They don't want people smurfing. So obviously, playing at low MMRs, getting myth. So you're going to have a mobile phone every time you do it. Obviously, there's ways to game that system as well. But unranked, deathmatch, so many cool different options. Hope I've helped and shed a bit of light. If I've missed things, please leave them in the comments. I'm trying to get better at my covers of these games. I'm trying to keep them shorter, more detailed. But thank you, Mother, for the rabbits. Okay, so I've just watched the video myself and realised I've missed a couple of key bits of information. So let me go through that quickly. We've been through here. I've talked about strength, intelligence, and agility. That did have good explanations here. Determines a hero's maximum health, health regeneration, and initiated tank's role. Intelligence, wit, and wisdom determines the hero's maximum mana and mana regeneration. Rely on their abilities to deal damage or help others support gank roles. And then agility, swiftness, and dexterity determines a hero's armor and attack speed dependent on their physical attacks and items carry gank roles. So that adds a little bit to it. They talk about their milestones, which is their roadmap. This was important, worth noting as well. Some of the team are doxed and some of the team are not. I think there's plans to potentially dox everyone, but I think that is super important, worth mentioning to add on at the end, is that they are a team. You can see some very heavy Indian people in this, and that's why they're concentrating on the Indian Hindu side of it, is because they know it well and they're passionate for it. And yeah, hope I've added a little bit of extra. And as always, thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.